This was once the primary drinking water source for Sunkwa and 5 neighboring communities. But now illegal mining activities have polluted the water. Residents now have to travel several kilometers to find water to drink and to take care of other household activities. In the communities of Sunkwa, Sika, Asem, Pedre, Hill, and others, residents depend on a single stream that runs through these areas for their daily water needs. The predominantly farming communities, with a population of about 3,000, have seen their farmlands and only water source devastated by illegal mining activities. Residents told ChannelOne News about their daily ordeal of having to travel several kilometers to access potable water.
And so someday I want you to
Poshi farm baby amoko senso no ene baby amotene eben
mpacho kwansini ba konefa ewa ne ye ko hokosa bisa abenom chese we na asei ama we no so awura ensuo papo no betuma yenum nti se obu na no pade a efe ekọ anwumira enye nti yesere no na ye ko hokobu bi.
The neighboring village of Sika, Asem also faces similar struggles. Inhabitants there have expressed concerns over the health risk associated with consuming contaminated water.
Nsuya ne enom eno ane yedi no aduane yedi si eniema ye bia obenu abewie no na aduane na yetum aso ye ne eni ba bia ekwa akosa bi ye no ayem nyina ye yaso no anti yesramo mama boa ya kakra ne ye mobo pa ne ye nkura
Pacho mo senso ya mo de alom eguma ejene ana sese ya na mo de emu
me pacho no ane ye no ye nto bi ngum eja ye niska we ya yesa nkyene ye ntime nom enti we ya ne ye nom
nti sisi ane ye wo nsu tabre mu se epesi a enso we still a eda ho ho a mutumi sa
me pacho ye ko ba ne ekrom ne kwasa nsuo ensuo ni bi ni ba bia haya sahawi a ye ko ba ne ekrom ne kwasa nsuo
ye no mo nsuo na ye yale ne ye ko doctor bi wo ho a ye ma na mo nenne cheze enuama ye komu hawa ye komu okure mu no anu eden ti mu ye mobo na mo matu nsuo ni bi mai
hospital na ebi ben han ma mo kwa na asem de kokumas
me pa che ye ko ba na ekuru bi wo ho so ye ko ba na ekuru na mo tumi a o mo si ye nko mankranso
nti yare ben poti na de bia mo kwa mo kase ene ha mo
ye mutuo bi wo ho ye mutu ye nne.
Daniel Afiye and Agbolo Kennedy, both Form 1 students, shared their experiences of waking up early to fetch water, only to arrive at school exhausted and late.
Sorry, almost by 4 o'clock. The MSM Suna young could refuse, not time. Time so cono. You could refuse after never be your school. The Enrusi young school. Now about almost by 10 o'clock to say the million kind. The uncle do not much a first lesson a week. The Andrews our time no. This is second lesson and I'll be here.
We are the school.
David.
Want to mention Andy?
David.
I didn't.
Nam sooner you corner a trinity emblana first lesson. I could. Nesana, Emma, ye catchery.
A local teacher highlighted the high rates of school dropouts in the area, attributing this to the ongoing water crisis.
We are having about 50 students in this community, and because of this only source of stream we drink from, about 30 students have stopped because of this one, and all of them are moving into urban areas, and because of this stream.
Community leader Oscar Agbolo Mensa explained that efforts to provide potable water have been hindered by the absence of a bridge over the stream, preventing drilling rigs from reaching the community.
Oh, wait. This in a 6 months of number was a mean just a week. Me find with my way. Bridge way, a real bridge way. Make up top boys. And I may bopa. And I go to any tata in the idea of young and idea Honda, a Piedriasa, and a bridge way. Or do her or say, oh, I reach your Weber. I reach your friend or catch say, the odi you know befa you know so ko tunso no wo your community no se ontimi fa kan en fa adua bridge so mane nye ye nti on de ontimi fa adua bridge no so nti na se nso de be obra ma me bra nyina kran po no o saka chense ono odi na ni ba we de ba hwe eni se me gira ha me kasai se kire na obeba de en de minim.
Assembly member Stephen Kwajoredu discussed the steps he's taking to address the community's water needs.
Afidie ni mu yedu anya de betumi sabre no nso so yensu tobre enti de mpanyimfo susu ho ne se yebehwe na kansu no so tekofom kakra e bedu ono na yentumi nye covet no bridge ne kra na enua de na e de aguso no ka ne betumi aba ya betu nsu no bi e de amon enti ye de akoto mpanyimfo animu a yetu ho anamon.
In a meeting with the district chief executive of the Ahafo-Ano Southwest District, he acknowledged the community's water challenges and assured that a solution will be provided by November 2024.
Nyankopon ya adum yin nsuo ana obetutu bohos be for amaye ke de ba kon eko Sika Asem sen konkutuma wo enukre ni uko so kokuru no betuma wo se etwene na nsuo bi da kwan mu ho no a ka kokuru no eden nti ye maye de force de nua eye twene sese de be ya ka no betuma kwa kutu bat omo ba ya no omo betu so no ba ya no ko hwe bridge no mo se ka no modu ka se fa so ebebu nti na ma mu so na twe akwanu kakra no nti ama engineer ko hono makohwe covet a ebitim dia ye ma bridge na kama se de be ya ka no betim afa so akọ nti Nyankopon ya de Sika kakra ba ba ko ye covet na mom ya maka ko na akutu iso ni bia mom komo fa ba ya de ko esa covet na mom bia wa design wa bia wi se Sika ba na ko ye covet na ti acha kra ba November mu de na se etumetu iso ni bia mom.
According to the 2021 Multidimensional Poverty Index, lack of electricity, reliance on firewood for cooking, and lack of potable drinking water are indicators of poverty, conditions that the people in these communities face daily. As of 2021, the Ahafo-Ano Southwest District had a household population of over 64,000, of which over 20,000 lived in multidimensionally poor households, representing over 31%. To achieve Sustainable Development Goal 6 by 2030, Ghana must implement stringent measures to address the needs of rural communities and ensure access to clean water and sanitation. Residents are lamenting the negative impact of this water on their health. They are appealing to relevant authorities to provide potable drinking water for them. Reporting for Channel One News, I'm Doris Lonta, Sika Asem, Ashanti Region.
And that report was by Ashanti Regional Correspondent Doris Lonta, and she joins us via Zoom to, discuss this report further in detail. Doris, many thanks for joining us. How are you this Sunday morning?
Yeah, it's going well by grace. Trust everything is fine too.
Yes, we're well
Charlie, this
here.
energy, dear.
I know, right? On a Sunday morning.
Doris, what is inspiring this energy and this whole sense of belief and optimism? You should be sad watching your report. I'm really.
We both crossed our arms here in the studio.
So for some reason, you are really hopeful.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic that we are actually having this conversation as a country. I mean, illegal mining over a period now has been the topic of discussion, and it's quite sad we are actually having such a discussion. But if you go to these communities where these mining activities are taking place, I mean, it's so terrible. It's terrible. And I believe our leaders are following the conversation and they would actually act promptly to halt some of these activities. If not, has been said in the media, a time will come that we'll have to import water from other countries before we get water to drink and take care of other essential activities. I mean, I went to some communities in the Ahafo-Ano Southwest District of the Ashanti region.
Yeah. Doris, describe that journey from Kumasi to Sika Asem for us. How long was it? How tedious was it getting to that particular community?
Okay, from Kumasi to the Mankranso, the road at a point is quite terrible, and I mean potholes here and there. And when you get to Mankranso, going to Banye Chrome, then from Banye Chrome to Sika, that road, I mean, it's an eyesore. But all in all, because we want our leaders to act promptly on these activities, we navigated and then went to these communities. I actually visited 5 neighboring communities as well. That is Sunkwan, Ampeje, Eheu, and then Sikasem. So for Sikasem, for Sikasem, they told me they don't have potable water. They rely on streams and other sources of water. And then the recent illegal mining activities are actually exacerbating or worsening their plight, because now the stream they rely on has been polluted, and they have to walk several kilometers to either Banye Chrome or other communities around to have access to potable water. And even for Sunkwan, where they have a borehole, the water from the borehole actually looks more like the polluted stream. So they are unable to use the water from the borehole for drinking and other activities. So they have to also travel to Banye Chrome or I spoke with one of the women, and then she told me there's a poultry farmer nearby who has dug a well, and sometimes they go there to live with him and then fetch water from that well for their daily activities. And it's so sad that this is happening. And what got me emotional was the point where I was speaking with a community leader at Sikasem, and he asked, was like, I'm not referring to you. The man was actually referring to me, yes. And he was like, look at our water. Are we part of Ghana? Oh. And that got me so emotional. It was quite a terrible experience, having to know that people like Ghanaians don't have clean source of water they can drink and also take care of other essential activities. So I asked the women at Sikasem if they probably use alum and other things in the water, so that at least the debt can settle and then they will use it. And they're like, they don't have money, and even if they are able to access or buy alum, it makes the water salty. So they prefer to use it like that rather than drinking the salty water. So it's a sad story. It's a sad story. And the students in Sikasem, I'm told most of them are now dropouts because they are unable to bear the stress of waking up at 4 a.m. and traveling to neighboring communities to fetch water, to bath, before going to school and all that. Some of them I interacted with told me that when they wake up at 4 a.m. and by the time they'll be done with everything, they get to school around 10. And by 10, the first lesson would have been over, so they only enjoy the remaining lessons, and that affects their academic performance, and so they don't really do well in school. And I felt, well, with our sustainable development goals, if you want to really achieve these, like the global, should I say, community is aiming at, then a lot needs to be done, because the stress in going to school, and even that is leading to school dropouts, and also the health complications that come with drinking these contaminated water and all that. We have a long way to go as a country if we are aiming to achieve the sustainable development goals by 2030. A lot needs to be done. And one thing I also discovered was the fact that those communities are actually farming communities. They farm cocoa, they farm cassava, plantain, maize, and on all these crops. And the farmers told me they are unable to get water to spray their farms and irrigate their crops and all that. So because of that, their activities are actually, they are not, the farming activities are a bit slow now and all that.
I saw you touched the water. Describe the, the feeling. Was it dirty? Describe that feeling for us.
Well, for the water, viewing it from afar, I'm sure you can even feel how it would feel like muddy, and even after I had fetched, I could see some mud on my fingers and all that. It's bad, it's that bad. Yeah.
I've seen that you've also been trying to engage the assembly. Do they understand the problem or the situation at hand? And what do they tell you they are doing to address the possible water shortage problem in the Sika Asem area?
Okay. In my engagements with the DC of the Ahafano Southwest district, he told me he's actually aware of what the people in Sikasem are actually going through, and that he's putting in place measures to address that concern. So I asked, but then when I went to the community leader actually showed me a bridge. The stream that has been polluted now is not, I don't know how to put it, but then there's no bridge over that stream. So the community came together and then they did a wooden bridge. And according to the community leader, the DC asked that the drilling rigs should actually apply that to the community to drill the water for them. But unfortunately, when the driver got there, he said the vehicle couldn't use that wooden bridge because it's not strong enough. So the DC acknowledged the plight of the people in Sikasem and said they were putting in place measures to construct the bridge so that they can get them the water. I asked when he was going to do that, and he said by November. So we are hoping that by November there will be some positive results coming from his end.
Wow.
Doris, you also mentioned that because of their water situation, they walk to Bania Krum. How far is that journey?
Bania Krum, it's about 30 minutes. Yeah. And I must add that even from the, should I say the dugout well, the well they fetch the water from to Sikasem. It's about 20 minutes walk. I mean, I was that tired when I tried visiting the community and all that. It's that far.
Wow. We understand from the Mancrom Farmers Association, right, and other farming groups that over 100,000 acres of cocoa farms have been destroyed due to Galamsey. Is the story similar in the Ahafo North area, specifically Sikasem? Do you see the destruction of cocoa farms due to Galamsey activities in the area as well?
Yes, so the farmers actually told me some of their farmlands have been destroyed, but what they complain bitterly about is the fact that they are unable to get water to spray their crops. So the cocoa farms are actually dying. Yeah. So that was how they put it. But then they also raised a concern that some of their farmlands have been taken over by these Galamseyers and all that.
Wow. And with these Galamsey people, are you able to tell whether or not they are they armed? Are they, because you understand from the Eastern Regional Minister, again, that's not your region, but I saw a story of the minister saying, Sete Champon, that these Galamseyers are armed to the teeth. They have these weapons they use there. Do you get a sense that it's similar in the area you are in?
Well, for me, I didn't see them with weapons. But also, I must add that when I engaged the DC, I asked him if he was aware of the Galamsey activities and if there are measures in place to also work on that, to address that concern. And he assured me that he was working with the with the regional commander and other stakeholders, and that measures are going to be put in place so that those Galamseyers would be, should I say, sacked from the land, if I should say.
Sack
That was
from the
what
land.
he told me.
Wow, I'm not sure. But so what? It's not.
Yes, that was what he told me.
Wow. So it's not like the community members in Sika themselves are engaged in Galamsey. It's people who come there to come and do the illegal mining, if I get you correctly.
Yes, people actually travel from other places to those areas to undertake these activities.
Wow. Oh, I mean, it's a really distressing situation, and you can say same for many other places in the country, right? So not too long ago, we saw the Ghana Water Company actually come out to release a statement, and if you look at that statement carefully, you could clearly tell that they are what's end, right? It looks like there's nothing they can do anymore about the situation. Doris, you talk about the fact that the experts tell us that very soon, if we don't curb this, we'll have to start importing water. Right. But for me, it's the existential threat we are facing, right? So it's our water. It's cocoa, which is one of our highest commodities in terms of...
We actually risk a ban on
foreign
exporting cocoa as
exactly.
well.
There's this whole cocoa deforestation regulation, right? So for me, I wonder how we don't get that sense of urgency, right? Doris, you talk about engaging the DCE. And yeah, they'll say the same things. You are aware of it. You are trying to put resources together to fix it. But at the end of the day, nothing really gets done. And the point has been made over and over again that the government as an institution, as a machination, has whatever it takes to really deal with this Galamsey issue if it wants to. We talk about illegal miners being armed. But trust me, I don't think they have enough firepower, for want of a better word, to square with the police or even with the military if we really want to fight these people. So, I don't know. I don't know if you have something to say about Galamsey or some more questions, but it's really frustrating.
I feel your frustration. I really feel your frustration. Like he says, it's an existential threat, and it looks like everybody's just relaxed and all of that. But Doris, you said children, the dropout rate is high. So when they drop out from school, what exactly are they doing? They're just loitering about the Sika community. What are they doing?
Yeah, so when I asked, they told me some of them are in the community assisting their parents in their farming activities, and some of them have also traveled to urban centers to, do something for a living. That was what I was told.
But did you meet any of the dropouts to have a conversation with them while you were in the community? I think we've lost.
I didn't get access to some of these dropouts.
Right. I don't even know what to say anymore. I honestly do not know what to say anymore. It's sad. Look at the water.
Yeah,
Look at the water.
see, we need the two leading political parties sit together, right? They don't want to debate, no problem. But we need to find out what their priorities are again. I've seen the manifesto of both parties, right? So the opposition leader says, we are going to use AI technology to fight Galamsey. Okay, cool, but how? Give us practical steps, right? The government is also saying, see, we are going to get the chiefs on board. We are going to put together strong regulation. We are going to empower the minerals, the ministry and all these other state agencies responsible. But I think that's the sanitation ministry, the interior ministry, because we understand that foreign nationals are also actively involved in this, right? They come into the country and our guys, who are they? Who are they?
Our laws are so porous. Yeah. Because you can't go to someone's country and go and do
exactly.
that.
So
how do we allow this to happen in Ghana?
Lands ministry, Science Ministry and Environment Ministry, all of them, and even the Defense Ministry to an extent. See, we need to have a proper stakeholder approach to this. And I've heard calls about state of emergency. We'll leave that to the legal people to do the analysis because it's a very legal area, right? But the point is that maybe we need to pay attention to the Ghana Medical Association statement to say that let's ban all forms of mining, right? Or small-scale mining.
Small-scale mining,
which the GME have come out to tell us that per their analysis and research in some of these communities, the small-scale mining is a front for actual illegal mining because they don't do all of the reclamation and the stuff they're expected to do. So let's ban it completely. We did that in the past, and we saw some improvement into the quality of the water. So maybe that is the approach government should be looking at. Let's get the
streamline it, and figure out the way forward.
Or go back. We need practicable solutions.
Drink tea and coffee and cake per GM and some nice lunch. There's nothing that will be done about it. But Doris, we're grateful. Thank you for that report. And
I must add that the fear is even that I don't know, but how sure are we that even if the people of Asem get the borehole, it's going to address their concerns, or they are going to get safe water for drinking and all that?
The quality of the water from the borehole wasn't even clear.
The solution is not the borehole or drilling another one for them. No. It's about ending the Galamsey menace, right?
Simple.
So that should be the focus. And if we any have decent society or with any responsible government, we'll be committing a lot more resources to fighting that.
Yeah.
See, people are talking about alternative livelihood support for these Galamseyers because, mind you, these people have come into money, right? So, what's the reformation process about? We heard the former president say that when he comes, he's going to free all Galamseyers who've been jailed because he believes that those are not the high brass, right? There are a lot more top people involved, and these boys and girls who are actually doing the mining are just cover-ups for the higher placed people in society who are involved. So we need a proper conversation about how we would also sort to channel their energies into more productive areas, right? But I think the easy steps or how we can begin this very important conversation is to really look at our small-scale mining regime in the country, maybe put a temporary ban in place, and let's begin proper conversation, honest conversations, dispassionate conversations, because we understand that both sides of the house are all involved in this, right?
Yeah.
And let's look at this as the existential threat that it really is to us.
Thank you so much for that report.
You have some messages.
Yes, I have some messages.
Let's try and read it for our people.
I cannot see that message, unfortunately. I don't know if it's on your tab. Okay, this one says, good morning. I'm watching from Takoradi. Our leaders should bow their heads in shame for what is happening to our nation. This isn't something that we should be dealing with in this dispensation. The president must rise and declare a state of emergency. # say no to Galamsey. Yeah. On that note, Doris, thank you so much for that report. We really appreciate it. Keep doing the good work you're doing in the Ashanti region for us. And tell Hafiz I'll come to Kumasi soon for TZ.
Sure, I will.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Like Jude has been hammering on, we need to sit and have honest conversations and not about who destroyed water bodies more than the other.
Can you imagine?
And you destroyed more and we didn't know. That is not the way forward. We all need to come together.
Why are we debating Galamsey in Parliament?
Debating Galamsey in Parliament. We're both, we've both made mistakes. Let's admit that and get the work done and do what we need to do. We'll be right back after this. Do stay.